Plant physiology is the study of how plants function, including the processes within plant cells, organs, and entire organisms. It's a broad field that covers a wide range of topics, from photosynthesis and nutrient uptake to growth and development. Understanding plant physiology is crucial for areas like agriculture, horticulture, and ecology. This presentation will provide an introduction to some of the key concepts and processes in plant physiology. We'll start by taking a closer look at the structure and function of plant cells, including the role of organelles like chloroplasts. Plant cells are the fundamental building blocks of all plant life. They are eukaryotic cells, meaning they have a nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Plant cells differ from animal cells in several key ways. They have a cell wall, which provides structural support and protection. They contain chloroplasts, which are responsible for photosynthesis. They have a large central vacuole that plays a role in maintaining cell turgor pressure, storing water and nutrients, and degrading cellular waste. The cell wall, chloroplasts, and central vacuole are important features that distinguish plant cells from animal cells. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy in the form of glucose. The key steps in the photosynthesis process are light-dependent reactions, capture light energy and produce ADP and NADPH. Light-independent reactions, Calvin's cycle, use the ADP and NADPH to fix carbon dioxide and synthesize glucose. Electron transport chain generates a proton gradient that drives ADP production. Carbon dioxide uptake. Plants take in carbon dioxide through their stomata, which is then used in the Calvin cycle. Transpiration is the process of water movement through a plant and its evaporation from leaves, stems, and flowers. Stomata, tiny pores on leaves, control the transpiration rate by opening and closing in response to environmental cues like sunlight, temperature, and humidity. A small amount of water loss also occurs through the plant's cuticle, a waxy layer covering leaves and stems. Factors like light intensity, air humidity, and wind speed significantly impact transpiration rates. Understanding these transpiration mechanisms is crucial for managing plant health and optimizing agricultural practices. Mineral nutrients are essential for plant growth and development. Macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are required in large quantities. They are involved in key metabolic processes like photosynthesis and respiration. Micronutrients like iron, manganese, and zinc are needed in smaller amounts, but they play a crucial role in enzymatic reactions, chlorophyll synthesis, and stress tolerance. Together, macro and micronutrients ensure optimal plant function and vigor. Mineral nutrients are essential for plant growth and development. Macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are required in large quantities. They are involved in key metabolic processes like photosynthesis and respiration. Micronutrients like iron, manganese, and zinc are needed in smaller amounts, but they play a crucial role in enzymatic reactions, chlorophyll synthesis, and stress tolerance. Together, macro and micronutrients ensure optimal plant function and vigor. The water transport system is a critical part of how plants function and grow. It starts with the roots, which absorb water from the soil through specialized cells. The water then moves up into the xylem, which is a network of dead cells that forms a continuous pathway. As water evaporates from the leaves through tiny pores called stomata, it creates a pulling force that draws the water up from the roots. This whole process, called transpiration, is what drives the movement of water through the plant. Understanding how this water transport system works is key to understanding plant biology and physiology. Phloem is the vascular tissue responsible for transporting important substances throughout the plant. One key function is sugar translocation. Phloem carries the sugars produced in the leaves to other organs for growth and storage. Phloem also distributes essential nutrients and hormones to different parts of the plant, ensuring proper development and coordination. Additionally, phloem acts as a signaling pathway, transmitting hormonal and environmental cues to help the plant respond to its environment. These transport and signaling functions of phloem are critical for the overall health and growth of the plant. Plant hormones are chemical messengers that regulate various physiological processes in plants, from growth and development to responses to environmental stimuli. There are 5 major classes of plant hormones: auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid, and ethylene, each influencing specific aspects of plant life. These hormones often interact with each other, creating complex regulatory networks that allow plants to fine-tune their responses to changing environmental conditions. Understanding the roles and interactions of plant hormones has led to the development of various agricultural practices, such as using synthetic hormones to promote growth or delay senescence in crops. The image on this slide illustrates how plant hormones influence growth and development, with a focus on the stem and leaf tips and a bright, sunny background highlighting the plant's healthy growth. The image on this slide shows a close-up view of a seed sprouting, with the delicate new roots and shoot emerging from the seed coat. Imbibition is the first stage, where the seed absorbs water and triggers metabolic activity to begin the germination process. Next, the radicle or root emerges from the seed coat, anchoring the seedling in the soil. The shoot then emerges, seeking light and initiating photosynthesis to start feeding the growing plant. Finally, the seedling establishes itself, developing leaves and a more robust root system to become self-sustaining. These four key stages, imbibition, radicle emergence, shoot emergence, and seedling establishment, are critical to the successful germination and early growth of a plant from seed. The vegetative growth of plants can be divided into three main phases: juvenile, mature, and senescence. The juvenile phase is characterized by rapid growth and development of roots, stems, and leaves, preparing the plant for reproduction. During the mature phase, the plant increases leaf production, photosynthesis, and nutrient accumulation, allowing it to reach full size and vigor. The senescence phase represents the final stage of vegetative growth, with declining growth, reduced photosynthesis, and gradual breakdown of plant tissues. Understanding these growth phases is important for managing plant cultivation and optimizing productivity. Flowers are the reproductive organs of plants, containing the male and female parts needed for fertilization and seed development. Pollination occurs when pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma, typically aided by wind, water, or animal pollinators. After fertilization, the ovary develops into a fruit that encloses the seeds, providing protection and facilitating dispersal. Fruit dispersal strategies vary and can involve wind, water, animals, or even explosive mechanisms, ensuring the spread of seeds and plant populations. Plants have evolved various mechanisms to sense and respond to environmental cues. One of these is phototropism. Plants bend towards light sources to maximize photosynthesis. Another is gravitropism. Roots grow downwards and shoots grow upwards in response to gravity. Plants also exhibit thigmotropism, responding to touch by wrapping around objects or triggering growth patterns. Finally, plants have internal circadian rhythms that regulate processes like flowering based on day/night cycles. Plants have developed various strategies to cope with abiotic stresses like drought, temperature extremes, salinity, and heavy metal toxicity. For drought stress, plants reduce transpiration and grow deeper roots to access water in the soil. To handle temperature fluctuations, plants adjust their metabolic processes, including enzyme activity and heat shock protein production. Excess soil salinity can hinder nutrient and water uptake, leading to osmotic stress. Plants have mechanisms like ion exclusion and compatible solute accumulation to tolerate high salinity. Heavy metal accumulation in plants poses risks, but phytoremediation techniques aim to use plants to remove these contaminants from soils. Understanding these abiotic stress responses is crucial for developing more resilient and adaptable crops. Biotic stress refers to the various threats and challenges plants face from living organisms in their environment. Plants have evolved a range of defense mechanisms to protect themselves against these biotic stressors. Herbivory is a major threat, so plants develop thorns, toxins, and physical barriers to deter herbivores. Plants also have a complex immune system to fight off pathogens, using a variety of defense strategies. Competition for resources like sunlight, water, and nutrients leads plants to adapt and respond in order to survive. However, plants can also engage in beneficial, mutualistic relationships with other organisms, like pollinators and nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Plants have evolved a range of defense mechanisms to protect themselves from herbivores and pathogens. Physical barriers like thorns and tough outer layers make it difficult for herbivores to feed on the plant. Plants also produce toxic compounds, volatile scents, and bitter tastes that discourage herbivores from consuming them. Beneficial relationships with soil microbes can help protect plants from diseases and pests. When plants sustain wounds, they can quickly seal them and produce protective compounds to prevent infection and further damage. Plants have complex signaling pathways that allow them to communicate and respond to internal and external cues. These pathways involve a network of molecules like hormones, proteins, and other signaling compounds. The key steps in plant signaling pathways are signal perception. Plant cells have receptors that recognize and bind to signal molecules. Signal transduction. Binding of signals triggers a cascade of events like phosphorylation. Signal amplification. Pathways often amplify the initial signal, leading to a stronger cellular response. Cellular response. The amplified signal triggers specific responses like changes in gene expression or protein activity. These intricate signaling networks enable plants to adapt to environmental changes, regulate growth, and respond to stresses. A plant metabolism is divided into two main categories: primary and secondary. A primary metabolism includes essential processes like photosynthesis, respiration, and nutrient uptake. These provide the energy and building blocks for growth and development. Secondary metabolism produces a diverse array of specialized compounds that serve various functions, such as defense, attraction, and communication. Examples include pigments, toxins, and hormones. While primary metabolism is essential for basic plant functions, secondary metabolism allows plants to adapt and respond to their environment in complex ways. Understanding both primary and secondary metabolism is crucial for studying plant biology and developing applications in areas like agriculture and medicine. Plant growth and development is a complex process that encompasses the entire life cycle of a plant, from germination to maturity. It involves a delicate interplay between genetic factors, environmental conditions, and physiological processes. Let's take a closer look at the key stages of plant growth and development. Seed germination is the initial stage where the dormant seed emerges and begins to grow. Vegetative growth is the stage where the plant establishes its roots, shoots, and leaves, laying the foundation for future development. Reproductive development is the stage where the plant flowers and produces seeds for propagation, ensuring the continuation of the species. Senescence and death is the final stage where the plant gradually declines and eventually dies, completing the life cycle. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for optimizing crop yields, manipulating plant architecture, and addressing challenges in agriculture. Plant tissue culture involves growing plant cells, tissues, or organs in a sterile, controlled environment using aseptic techniques to prevent contamination. Plant cells possess totipotency, meaning they can develop into a whole plant under the right conditions. Plant tissue culture allows for rapid propagation and regeneration of plants from small tissue explants. Tissue culture has applications in plant breeding, micropropagation, genetic engineering, and production of secondary metabolites. Genetic engineering techniques like CRISPR-Cas9 allow us to make precise modifications to plant genomes. These modifications can enhance desirable traits like higher yield, improved nutrient content, and better resistance to pests and diseases. However, we must carefully consider the ethical implications, such as unintended consequences and the potential for gene flow to wild populations. These are complex issues that require thoughtful discussion and evaluation as we explore the benefits and risks of this powerful technology. Epigenetics refers to heritable changes in gene expression without altering the DNA sequence itself. These modifications can involve DNA methylation, histone modifications, and small RNAs. Epigenetic changes can be influenced by environmental factors like light, temperature, nutrients, and stress. Epigenetics plays a crucial role in plant development and adaptation, allowing plants to respond to changing conditions. Understanding epigenetics has important implications for crop improvement, like enhancing yield, stress tolerance, and nutrient use efficiency. Plants have developed various adaptations to help them thrive in changing environments. Morphological adaptations involve changes in the plant's physical structure, like larger root systems or thicker leaves. Physiological adaptations allow plants to adjust their internal processes, like metabolism, to better tolerate extreme conditions. Behavioral adaptations are less obvious, but include things like changes in flowering time or leaf orientation. Genetic adaptations occur over generations as plants undergo mutations or gene flow, leading to advantageous traits. These diverse adaptations help plants survive and succeed as their environments shift and change. Plant-microbe interactions are critical for plant health and productivity. Microbes can have both beneficial and pathogenic relationships with plants. Beneficial microbes promote plant growth through nitrogen fixation, phosphorus solubilization, and production of growth hormones. They also enhance nutrient uptake and stress tolerance in plants. On the other hand, some microbes cause diseases in plants, leading to reduced growth, yield loss, and even death. These pathogenic microbes can attack different parts of the plant, including roots, stems, leaves, and fruits. Understanding and managing these plant-microbe interactions is crucial for sustainable agriculture. Symbiotic relationships between plants and microorganisms are crucial for plant health and growth. Mycorrhizal fungi enhance nutrient uptake, especially of phosphorus, which is essential for plant development. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form, providing plants with a vital nutrient for growth. Endophytic bacteria living within plant tissues can offer benefits like disease resistance and stress tolerance. Epiphytic interactions, where plants grow on other plants like orchids on trees, allow access to resources and physical support. These diverse symbiotic relationships illustrate the complex and interdependent nature of plant ecosystems. Phytoremediation is the use of plants to remove, degrade, or contain pollutants in contaminated soil and water. Plants can absorb, accumulate, and transform pollutants into less harmful substances, providing an environmentally friendly approach. This technique offers a cost-effective and sustainable alternative to traditional cleanup methods. Phytoremediation is a natural, plant-based solution that can be applied to a variety of contaminated sites. The key advantages are that it is environmentally friendly, cost-effective, and can be a long-term, sustainable solution. Plant biotechnology has many important applications that are transforming agriculture and the environment. One key application is enhanced crop production. Biotechnology allows us to genetically modify crops to increase yields, improve resilience, and provide disease and pest resistance. Biotechnology also plays a vital role in sustainable agriculture. It helps reduce pesticide use, optimize resource efficiency, and develop crops that are more resilient to climate change. Plants can also be used to produce valuable biopharmaceuticals and biofuels through genetic engineering and bioprocessing techniques. Finally, phytoremediation uses plants to remove pollutants from soil, water, and air, contributing to environmental cleanup and sustainability. Overall, plant biotechnology is transforming many industries and helping create a more sustainable future. Sustainable agriculture is crucial for addressing global challenges like resource scarcity, climate change, and food security. Plant physiology, the study of how plants function, plays a key role in driving sustainable agriculture practices. By understanding plant responses to their environment, we can optimize resource use, manage pests and diseases, and enhance crop resilience. Sustainable agriculture practices like water conservation, integrated pest management, and carbon sequestration can help mitigate climate change. Advances in plant genetics and engineering can further improve crop yields and adaptability to environmental stresses. Implementing sustainable agriculture is critical to ensuring a healthy, productive, and environmentally friendly food system for the future. Climate change is having significant impacts on plants. We're studying how factors like extreme temperatures, drought, and altered precipitation patterns are affecting plant growth, yield, and distribution. The relationships between plants and microbes in the soil are incredibly complex and important to understand. We're researching beneficial microbes, plant pathogen interactions, and the overall microbial communities in the rhizosphere. Understanding these climate change and plant microbe dynamics is crucial for developing strategies to maintain agricultural productivity and ecosystem health in the face of a changing climate. Plant physiology is a fascinating field that offers diverse career paths, from cutting-edge research to hands-on agricultural applications. Research scientists in this field contribute to our understanding of how plants grow, develop, and respond to their environment, with implications for fields like agriculture, biotechnology, and environmental science. Plant breeders apply their knowledge of plant physiology to develop new crop varieties with improved characteristics like higher yields, disease resistance, and better nutritional content, helping to enhance food security. Agronomists use their expertise in plant physiology to optimize crop production systems, improving practices like soil fertility management, irrigation, and pest control for sustainable agriculture. Plant physiology educators play a vital role in inspiring and training the next generation of scientists, farmers, and environmental professionals, sharing their passion for the plant world. This slide summarizes the key takeaways and future directions for plant physiology research. We've seen how the field is dynamic and rapidly evolving, with many exciting possibilities on the horizon. Future work will focus on unraveling the complex interactions within plant systems, leveraging advanced technologies and techniques. Advancements in areas like plant genomics and climate change research will be critical to driving the field forward. Global collaboration will be essential as we tackle these complex challenges and push the boundaries of what's possible in plant physiology. The future is bright, with opportunities to make transformative discoveries that can benefit ecosystems, agriculture, and society as a whole.